Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Haxenhunt. Today's video, I'm super pumped. It is phase 4 up against the lift. These two bows are some of the top bows that so many people love and talk about. So we're gonna take last year's phase 4 last year's phase 4 29 up against this year's lift 29.5 and see which one shoots more comfortably, which one feels better, which one performs better, and see if you already have a phase 4, if it's worth upgrading to the lift, or if you're looking to buy maybe a used phase 4 instead of the lift to save some money. Let's see which one might be worth it, if it is worth that big upgrade. If you want to see my thoughts on these two bows, go ahead and stay tuned. Real quick, guys, I just want to interrupt this video and let you know I do have a giveaway going on. I am giving away my personal Mathews V3 to one of you guys, max entries of 250. All you gotta do is go to my website, haxenhunt.com, buy a hat to win a bow. Again, there's only 250 hats. So if you want to win a V3, your chances are super, super high. So again, go to my website, buy a hat to win a bow, and appreciate all of you guys that have already supported this giveaway. And I'm super pumped to give my V3 to one of you guys. All right, first up to bat is going to be that phase 4 29. The balance of that bow is solid. It feels good in the hand. I mean, it's the phase 4. It was a big bow for 2023. So many people loved it, including myself. It's definitely a shooter bow, and yeah. So we set it up at 30-inch draw, 70-pound limbs. 29-inch bow, it's just so small, it's crazy. Let's draw this thing back. Okay, smooth, consistent draw throughout the whole draw process. String angle, this is exactly what you'd expect for a 29-inch axle bow. Smooth shooting bow, shoots like a phase 4. Really enjoy shooting this bow, honestly. I learned with the grip, typically I tuck my thumb down like on my hoits and stuff. That's just my natural position, which caused me to really dislike the grip of the Mathews. I learned if you do just stick your thumb straight forward, it's gonna sit a lot better, more natural in your hand. And this little cutout here in that riser, that little nick, literally fits my thumb knuckle perfectly. So that is something I did learn this last year, just kind of what to pay attention to with this bow and the grip, because I did not enjoy the grip. Super smooth draw. String angle is super steep. If I was to have this peep where I need it to at 30 inches, I'll show you. I would have to move this peep from here, it's way too low for me, up to like right here, which not super far off where that serving is, but there is enough. And again, that is at 30 inches. Typically I'm 29. So it is a little bit of an overdraw for me, but there's a little squish to that back wall, but it's not a ton. Very consistent. I feel like the bow allows you to do a proper like follow through, like it feels natural. You're not like fighting a follow through. It just, I don't know, it's a consistent, not jump forward, but basically a jump forward, if that makes sense. Like, pay attention to the bow. It's just, I don't know, very consistent, feels good. I do like the phase 4. 29, it's a little too steep of a string angle at 30-inch draw. It's not terrible, but it's there. With the new lift, I'm super excited to see how it performs. The lift is 29.5-inch axle, but look how much longer that riser is. They made that riser quite a bit taller or longer than the phase 4, and the entire pocket system, like, look at the difference. You've got the axle going through the limbs, and then you've got the axle on top of those limbs to go further without, like, I think that's where they're getting that longer axle to axle, that 1/2 inch, is because it's sitting on top rather than through the middle of those. The riser has a lot more cutouts thinner pieces, which is going to be causing it to be a lot lighter. The limb pockets there, if you notice, they've got the insert where those threads are going to be, where that limb bolt is going through. Here it is not there on this lift. It is actually integrated into the aluminum riser. There's threads threaded in. So I was talking to the bow shop guys. They were saying it's a little harder to crank down and adjust due to, I mean, aluminum is pretty soft. So if you have a lot of tension on those threads in aluminum, it's going to be a lot harder because it is soft. So I want to know the long-term effect of that versus being in basically a steel little plate there. But they are losing weight by doing that. The new cams, you got the SWs and then the SWX. Lot less material on the lift that they were able to cut out. Just overall, they cut a lot of weight. This boat coming in at 3.9 pounds, which is insane. So anyway, both, I mean, that phase 4 shot really, really good. I do now want to grab those arrows and shoot this lift and see how it feels compared up to that phase 4. Next up is going to be that new lift 29.5. Very well balanced bow. Feels same as far as the balance goes as that phase 4, but the lift is definitely quite a bit lighter. They for sure got rid of a lot of weight by doing a lot more cutouts, changing the pockets, changing the limbs. I mean, like, they cut weight in a lot of little spots. All right, let's pull this thing back. Back wall's more solid. I feel like the draw on it is better. String angle. String angle is still fairly steep, but I like the peep is not here by that serving. It's in the same spot as far as that phase 4 goes. If we match up the nocks, that's a little bit higher, not a lot higher, as you can see there, and it's actually in a comfortable spot. So the string angle is definitely a little bit better, and it might be coming from obviously 29.5 inch. So you get that little extra ½ inch in the axle, but then also having those cams, the axle on top of those limbs might be making that difference. It is such a light bow, it's insane. It's super, super quiet, very, very dead in the hand. I feel like it's almost more dead in the hand than that phase 4. I don't know really how, with how well that phase 4 shoots. I have to shoot that phase 4 again to see which one feels better. Let me grab a couple arrows out of this phase 4 real quick. Phase 4 is definitely heavier. Like, you can tell the difference right off the bat. I wonder if I like the draw cycle more on this phase 4, to be honest. Let's try that again. I do like that draw cycle more on the phase 4. I don't know. It's dead in the hand. It doesn't jump. It feels consistent. I feel like it might be settling a little bit better too, and that's going to be due to the weight of the bow being just a hair heavier. After the shot process, the lift feels a little bit better. It does. It's not settling quite as nice. I don't know. Let's check the speed, see which one is shooting faster. They're pretty comparable, to be honest. Let's see what speeds they're shooting and decide whether or not it would be worth it to upgrade if you already have the phase 4. All right, first up for the speed test is the Mathews LIFT. This is the 29.5. This is set up Set up 70-pound limbs, 30-inch draw. This is the 400 grain arrow. 307. Here is, so that's 400. Here is 420 grain arrow. I feel like this back wall is definitely more solid on the lift. We are at 303. Okay, now 440. Oh. 297. We're gonna jump to 480. 282, 500, 276, and the 520 grain. We got 273, so from 273 to 307, not terrible speeds coming out of that lift 29.5. Let's shoot that phase 429 and see if it's getting any better speeds. All right, time for that phase 429. Same setup, 70 pounds, 30-inch draw. This is the 400 grain arrow. .307, literally identical. Let's shoot 420 grain. .303, so that maintained a little bit better speed than what that lift is doing. Here is my 440 grain. 297. Jump up to my 480 grain arrow. Here at 282. This is my 500 grain. Here at 275. Still a hair faster, isn't it? .272. So roughly very similar speeds coming out of both those. Honestly, like I keep going back and forth between which one has a better draw. After shooting that phase 4, just that round, I felt like I like that draw, and then I shoot this and I like this draw. I honestly think they're very comparable as far as the draw goes. The only benefit that you're gonna be getting is the weight to switch to the lift. It's not enough to really make a difference. I honestly think if you got a good deal on a phase 4, buy the phase 4. If you already had the phase 4, keep it. Like, it's very, very comparable. I don't know, if you have the money to spend, lift's a great bow. But if you already have the phase 4, I don't really see the need to upgrade. They're very similar shooting bows. Both great bows, love them both. But anyway, that's my thoughts on these two. Honestly, if you have the opportunity to go shoot them together side by side, go see which one feels better to you in your hand. And honestly, just let me know what you find out for yourself. I do like to hear what people are shooting, what differences they find in shooting these bows. I just want to say a big thanks to all you guys for your support on my channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, really appreciate it. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, head over to my website, haxenhunt.com, and buy some merch. Each purchase helps me out a ton, so really appreciate you guys that do support me there. And that's going to be it for today, guys. Really appreciate your support. We'll catch you guys next time.